Stride for stride with Heart of Honour. Good go down to the line. Tight. Admire Daytona, maybe. Not sure. Photo finish. That is awfully tight.
Start that one again. Jamie Osborne, racehorse trainer, allegedly. We like adventures. We thought, well, let's give it a go. Saff, it's an interesting dimension, isn't it? It's a bit of a family affair. Thank God she can ride. Can you imagine if I was going to have to sack her for the good of my business? That wouldn't have been great. Yeah, look, she lacks experience, obviously in America, and she lacks experience on the dirt, but she has plenty of knowledge of the horse, so you're always weighing those two things up. And for us as a family, doing it with Saff just makes it that little bit more exciting and more special. Jim and Claire, they're kind of almost like family, so, they wouldn't want it any other way. And she's pretty professional. She'll have done her homework. So I'm not worried on that front. There could be some that say we'd be better off with a rider who knew the track a bit better. You've got to weigh that up with the knowledge of the horse. And in our mind, that was never an option anyhow. She's our rider, and we're not going to change that.
Coast of New York, California Chrome, here's the finish, Bayern, holds on over Coast of New York.
Been getting beaten noses for 40 years, and while some of them are tougher to take than others, I've had plenty of practice at it. For her, it would have been such a huge result to win a race on World Cup night. So to be so close and arguably unlucky not to win, yeah, you always, when these things happen, frustration and the disappointment isn't necessarily about me, it's about the owners and everybody else involved with the horse. So it was a tough one to take. She found it tough. It's just agonizingly close. But she's 23 years old. Hopefully she's not done yet. And hopefully she'll get plenty more chances on good horses like this. And she'll win plenty of big races, I'm sure, in the next 10 years.
It'll be all Heart of Honour coming clear in the late stages for De Vries, and Osborne strikes early. That's 2 for 2 here in Dubai.
He's an out-and-out dirt horse. There was nothing for him in Europe. A horse can only be 3 once. We wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't 100% happy with where he was in himself. And there's no point attempting something like this if in the back of your mind you're feeling that it's not coming at the right time for the horse. But, the signs are all good.
Before his first run, we thought he was a bit different to the others. We always had an idea, obviously, that he was a bit different. How different, we didn't know. They're just quicker and they do things, they have a bit of presence about them. They do things a bit different to your average bog standard animal.
Yeah, he's special. He's special because he's good. We can only do this, with the backing of Jim and Claire and anybody else that wants to come along and back us to do it.
I've worked, obviously, with horses all my life and since I was a kid. And the good ones are hard to find, and I'm more horses than people, and that's sort of what gets me up in the morning. Even when I was riding, always looking to try and find that good one from somewhere. And, when they come along, you hope you can try and make the most of it.
We're only here once. I think life sometimes is about creating memories. For us to do it with Saffie riding the horse would be, just add that extra little bit of sort of enjoyment, I suppose. Having seen her be the pony-obsessed child, win a European eventing gold medal, and then progress into becoming a jockey. It's been a great road to get to this point. And for everybody here, the team, for Jim and Claire, it would be pretty amazing. But we're going to enjoy it. Look, there's no point shying away from challenges like this if you think you've got the right horse. And in him, I think we have.